Welcome to Discover Energy Work, and I'm Richard Wicks. Of course, I'm Richard Wicks, and I've got Yvonne Lau, who is my friend, and she's an astrologer, a little bit less astrologer, and more she's using the 13-moon calendar as a facilitator. And I think I'd say even that Yvonne is a time connoisseur. So I want to talk all about this. It's really fascinating. And Yvonne's one of these friends that I have that I've known for quite a long time, and yet I haven't really realized how much she's been learning in the meantime, and she's really become a bit of an expert. So I thought I definitely wanted to share some of her knowledge. How are you doing today, Yvonne?
I am good. Yeah, it's everything is in the flow. Like if we relax, like today is Skywalker day, so a little bit of like things like seems out of hand. Like say we want the video, and then now we can just have voice. Like back to square one.
Right.
But it's fun.
Right. Well, it's so fascinating because we were saying, okay, I was saying to you, yeah, I put it up on YouTube, and you're saying, I thought it was just voice, and I'm like, oh no, it's video. And it's like it turns out that actually it is just voice. Because
today we like today there is like every day we ask ourselves a question for the day. Like today's question is, what is my challenge?
Oh,
so everything seems like a challenge since this morning for me and you.
Oh. Well, what I like about it is like immediately this morning, I got up early, we just set it all up and it just wasn't working. And you just went with the flow. Yeah. So you've obviously had some lessons taught to you with this 13-moon calendar.
Yeah, I've been following this for like over 6 years now. And then when we understand there is a quality every day, and then you understand okay, there is a supporting quality, there is also a challenge quality, and then sometimes when you are in a challenge, which is okay, like you just overcome the challenge or step beyond the challenge. Yeah, that's all. But then you can just all right, that's it. Sort it out. That's all.
Right. So you've learned to become more go with the flow, as it were, by knowing sort of a little bit of the nuts and bolts of time.
Yes, going with definitely, because there are many things in the flow at the same time. Yeah, and then when we connect to the calendar, we are being informed. So what is the flow of the day? And then at the same time, how can we utilize or channelize the flow and then to keep serving?
Right. Now, Yvonne, I want to sort of come back round to talk about what you really do and how you serve people. But I'm fascinated, the Discover Energy Work concept is to try and give people stories where they can relate to maybe challenges that they're going through, about kind of coming into this energy, or I say my little bit esoteric or hidden world which they weren't really aware of before. So did you have any sort of challenges that you faced as somebody that's been entering this area and specializing in this area for quite a few years?
Yeah, very fascinating story is I grew up as very much challenged, because most of the people, they will stay in one job and then they stay in the same field. But for me, it's always changing. And I didn't know why until the first time I just went to receive a reading of this 13-moon calendar. And wow, it after the reading, I was relieved, because my from my galactic signature or from my reading, because the galactic signature is what tells you your power and what is your flow. Like me, like in the galactic calendar or 13 moon calendar, I have my, like we call it like a galactic passport. And then my galactic passport, let me explain to you, is called Keen 247 Blue Cosmic Hand. So I want you to focus on the word cosmic. Cosmic is very vast, like very big. And then the stars, of course, like there are many, many stars in the cosmos. They seem unrelated, but it's like each of my path or each of the experience I have is paving the one I am going on next. So everything is making sense for me at that moment. And I was so relieved, like, and then because blue cosmic hand, also the hand is to acquire knowledge as a creative hand. So I was a makeup artist, then I was working in casino, and then and then now like a healing practitioner, and then finally the like 13 moon facilitator. So all these is like, we have the saying that like, oh, okay, the moment you ask who am I, like the one you identify is never you. Like I like the saying from Ramana Maharshi. So yeah, because like we are always in the flow, we are always changing. Like who says we have to fix in one position and then do the same thing in the whole life? No one says. It's like all these belief is we giving a frame to limit ourselves, something like that.
Right. It sounds like to me that like you are being really challenged by not fitting in with like a societal cultural norm of you do one thing and then that's what you're going to do. And then when the reading, she said, yeah, but like this is you. And it literally said, and I can show you, look at this factor makes you like this factor makes you like this. So without knowing you, I would expect you, for example, not to have one job but to change jobs because you're on a bigger pathway, and here's your bigger pathway over here in this part of your passport. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So yes,
you must have been like totally like breathless after that. Like suddenly somebody understood you better than you.
Like like in the calendar, it also tells you that what is your purpose, but the purpose is not like a fortune telling things that you have to be something like that. The purpose is I am the ego. Like I become an ego. Like ego, like it flies really high and then it has to see the big pictures and then it has vision, something like that. So when I connected to the purpose, wow, my heart just like melting. Because like it finally makes sense, because I was very confused why I have to change job all the time. And then people always, like even my parents always criticizing me for, you are not why don't you focus on one thing? But then like my heart is, I'm always go with the flow or follow the passion of my heart. And then I don't doubt if I have to jump ship, something like that. So I often, from one industry, I was quite successful in each industries that I work. And then people will ask like, look, so can you really let go of those things? And then when I look back, I must say I'm humble for those experience. Each time, if I made decision to jump, it is the reward time for me. It was the reward time for me every single time. And then like
I
Yeah,
think,
sometimes.
for me, it also sounds, it really, it speaks to, our society's success drive. Like everybody's got to be a success. You've got to be the biggest healer. You've got to be the biggest makeup artist. You've got to be the biggest whatever. And you've got to see as many people, and that's success. And once you got that passport, you knew, no, that's not success. The success is following this road. This is the goal, and it might look like I'm not being successful, but that's because they don't see the bigger picture.
Yeah, you are well said, because like the goal is something that your heart drives you,
Mm,
like not not the career path, like I mean normal career path. You can earn lots of money, and then like, yeah, like we can buy a house and then have luxuries, things like that. Like,
right.
so I think as a child my goal was never like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is funny because like the Chinese, there's that wonderful meme, the Chinese meme, which sort of says, where does it go? The four different classifications of
Yeah.
Chinese children: doctor, engineer, was it lawyer, and failure.
Yeah. So I am from a very, very traditional like Chinese family. Yeah,
Mm,
you can imagine. Like,
mm,
yeah, and then later in my 30s I went back to university and studied digital arts. And then like that time, like nobody knows what is that. Like we call it new media arts.
mm.
So yeah, my parents just like keep asking me, so what are you studying? Like, and then at the end, I just told them that I said, look, like the whole university, they invest the most money in this department. Then they never asked me again.
Mm. Oh, right. Okay. Right. That makes sense. That was a smart thing to do. So, did you face like? Are there any stories which you'd like to share that you think could help people in their journey, or is that not part of your story? Um, I mean, because we can move on and we can look back at something where you kind of might have been even a little bit scary, where you like said, wow, everything's changing, everything's falling away. But like what I like to call like a gateway experience, in that almost like an old you died and a new you came to fore.
Yes, there are. Like even like when I connected to this calendar, yeah, same thing. I never thought of I will be attracted to a calendar, but then there are just signs along the way. Like I remember before I studied this calendar, I was studying actually Chinese astrology and
Hmm.
also 八字 and feng shui, those things.
It's
And
the
then
it's called the 8 characters as numerology astrology,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
yeah, I was having a teacher, and then actually like in the middle, and then my teacher actually died. And then that day, because the like we were learning maybe every like 3 months, like a quarter or something like that. But then that quarter I have something to do, so I cannot make it. But in between I learned the calendar. And but then also in between, the my teacher died. And then but that day, that time I was quite relatively new to the calendar. But that day when I connected to the calendar, suddenly, you have a sense of feeling, or you receive a message that I have this urge to share the calendar. So then I start sharing. And then that day is actually in the middle of the chart, called magnetic monkey. So it's the monkey that like, okay, every one of us, yeah, if we think of metaphor again, so every one of us
Mm.
came to this world is to play. Like, so each one of
Hmm.
us is to play, but we have
Hmm.
to decide our own game rule. So each of us is a monkey. So when you know your game rule, you can just play freely,
Hmm.
something like that. So that's how I started to share the calendar.
I love the images that the Skywalker magnetic monkey. I mean, they're just great. So super.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So people came to learn. Maybe they are attracted by the visual. Maybe they are, yeah, many of them actually attracted by the visual because the totem are very cute, and then there are many different colors, and then it's quite different
What's a totem?
from,
Sorry, tell me what a totem is.
like,
Sorry.
we don't call it totem, we call it a solar seal, which is like a totem. There are 20
Right.
different solar seal. So Skywalker is one, monkey is one, and then I told you that I am hand, the creative hand, right?
Right.
Hand is one. So we have 20 different, like, solar seal, that with each solar seal is telling you a different flow or different quality or different power.
Hmm. Oh, wow. That's nice.
So
So
every day is one, yeah.
cool. And so let me just like ask you. So if somebody comes to you, what
Mm-hmm.
I was understanding from our previous conversations was that they could come to you with any situation, whether it was a relationship, uh, a like their life purpose, or even maybe a house they want to move into, and you could tell them all about it. Is that right?
House, I'm not sure because house is space. Like we are talking about
Okay.
time, but then what? But then, like, which day you move to the house or which day you set up the company, it makes sense. So that day also mark the flow. Yeah. So people come to
Okay.
me, but like I think, yeah, to give you an idea, like the approach is quite different because like in the 13 moon calendar, we are like trying to understand a lot about the relationship. For example, our relationship with the environment, our
Mm.
relationship with other people, so
Mm.
we can calculate the combined like energy of, yeah, for example, me and my mom,
Mm.
or me with this company, like what is our support, what is our guidance, what is our challenge, and our hidden power. And
Oh,
then of
right.
course we can connect to our purpose,
So support, guidance, and there's a hidden
challenge,
power, challenge and hidden power.
yeah, and then your purpose.
Uh-huh. And so
So
that means that you can give people like a heads up. Is that a
yeah,
simple way
you
of
can,
saying it?
because yeah, not just a heads up. Like when we talking about time, we usually like thinking of past, present, and future, something like that. But then, like time is actually like it's like a paradigm shift or like a spiral time. Like so, for example, like the cycle of time, we say, like we know that in okay, so there are 4 seasons, so like spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then spring, summer again, something
Yes.
like that. So there is a cyclic time. So the cyclic time is telling us that, oh, maybe there are something we haven't finished. We can wait until the next cycle. We can learn more from it. We can
Mm.
expand more from it, something like that. So
Mm.
so then it tells you there is always a cycle of learning as a human being. Like we all expand from our experience, right, every day. So this is how we can observe. And then every day, every year, we have a different focus.
Right. And so can you give me a story? Do you have any stories of people have come to you and the sort of challenges, without mentioning any names? I don't want to, affect any confidentiality.
Yeah, of course. Like one time I know it was very touching. So a mom actually asked me for a reading, and then like she wants to understand herself more, obviously. And then so I give her a reading, and then after that she was very touching, and then she thought that like everything I say was resonant with her, and then her galactic signature is a mirror. Yeah. And then after that she said like, can you do a reading for my daughter also? And then so I said, of course, yes. Like, and then it will be very nice to look at you and your daughter. And then so I
You mean as a unit, how you work together, your challenges, your hidden powers,
no, like
as a unit?
I usually look at each of their chart first, and then tell them like from comparing the chart, what is their relationship. But the most touching thing is they are the perfect chart in the we have perfect challenge and not so perfect challenge in the galactic signature, and then they are the perfect challenge of each other. So then I said, wow, this is very interesting, because you are exactly like putting things in an opposite perspective as a mother and daughter. But then even more interesting is when I look at their birthdays, because each year will change a different flow. So each year we will have the yearly galactic signature. And then each year, they are exactly the same galactic signature. So which is very powerful. What they are experiencing is just they are like, when they are talking, they are actually talking to themselves, like what we say in the calendar, because the calendar is based on the Mayan Dzogchen, which the ancient Mayan people has been using the Dzogchen for thousands of years, and then they said this is like a medicine. They will understand everything from the Dzogchen. And then the Mayan has this saying, when they say hello, they say inner cash. That means I am you. You are another of me. So in this mother-daughter case, they are exactly the same. Because like, of course, like mother and daughter, they will have some challenges, and then like the daughter is young, and then they are in their teenagers, like things like that. But then like I remember this young girl, she's really in her teenager time, like first year in university. And the whole time, like when I said you and your mom are perfect challenge, you like you only listen to yourself, like because from the galactic signature we can see that. And then your mom also has the power that she only listened to herself. So wow, when they are communicating, of course they can't communicate because they are only looking at themselves. They are not they're not looking each other. And then the daughter, whole time, I was very touching. She didn't say anything, like whole time keeping silent. And afterwards, like she and her daughter, like the client and her daughter came to learn the calendar together. And she also organized the class, so she also invite her sister and her sister's son, and then there are also another pair of sisters coming into the class. So it was very touching experience.
So what did they say like changed for them by knowing these perfect challenge and how they were a reflection of each other? Did their relationship like transform or?
Yes, like definitely. And then because like the mother told me that after like her daughter received the reading, their relationship changed drastically, and then they no longer argue with each other because they know that they are just like arguing with themselves, because every year is the same galactic signature. So the one like we have in Chinese, I don't know, in English they have to say like when you pointing finger at others, like one finger pointing others, four fingers pointing at yourself.
Yeah. Oh yes. I don't know if I thought that was an English expression. So but I like it. If it's a Chinese one, I think it's very appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it's so true.
So true. And then afterward they never argue, and then they become really friends and close with each other.
You know, I mean, me with my psychology background, and I'm not against psychotherapy at all. I just found incredible, results and efficiency in energy work, and even, I consider what you're doing a kind of energy work. I mean, it's quite a stark contrast with talking things through and just being like told, yeah, she's just like you. The relationship is like, just look at her as your mirror and everything will be okay. And like years of psychotherapy potentially like cut off at the in a moment, as it were, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, because like you see, like I cannot fake the charts. Like it's like by your birthday, and then it is like you can see it in front of you. It is the same. So it's like, wow, it's like a heart knowing things like that. And then I've had like a granddaughter, the grandson is the same as the grandfather, and then they are really the same. You can feel like it's really interesting.
Right.
And
so that must have changed you as well, I imagine. As you see these things outside, then that changes the way you like looking at a lot of people's charts and everything. How do you feel that's changed you?
Because I feel that a big thing is for me is like you are like like people were saying that shredding the mask or shredding the egos away, because there are like when you look at the charts or you look at the day, what's happening, there are no way for you to argue. Like everything is synchronicities, but the synchronicity, Carl Jung has actually like Carl Jung coined the word is synchronicity is like there are unrelative events happening at the same time, something like that. But then the synchronicities is like a rhythm, or it's like a rhythm of the cosmos that people think that there's no way to observe, but then in the calendar you can actually observe this. But of course you observe it is from a standing point of, okay, so I already being informed of this, so what do I do? Like at the end is you are the one, you have the power to control how you experience your own life. Because like it's all about shifting perspective, like, but then the more vast, I would say, because it's galactic calendar or it connect to the cosmos. Why people like to connect with the cosmos? Because we can be humble to our own experience, when we know that there is actually a destiny for the mother and the daughter to learn together. In this case, is like you were just like melting, and then just yield to the I would love to use this term, yielding. Like, you don't have to force yourself to force things happen, because there is always a flow, or there's always things destined to unfold or happen.
Yeah, I mean,
So you can be relaxed.
it sounds like such a deep, personal heart connection that you have to this calendar, and the way you're experiencing your life reality, and then other people's lives. It sounds like it's really opened a whole new perspective on life for you.
Yeah, it is, like, because I am, of course, and then it just like, we say that, oh, okay, like, people always say that, like, oh, there's good days, there's bad days. Like, I would say there is like days that you are in the flow. There are days that you are in challenge. It's very fair in life. Like, we all came here to learn, right?
Right. I mean, I just think I love that wonderful Chinese formula for sickness, which is like, if there's congestion, there'll be pain. If there's no congestion, there'll be no pain. Yeah. And if there's congestion, you're not in the flow. If there's no congestion, you are in the flow. And it's sort of, it seems to just be an amazing, amazing formula which fits in so many different areas. If we can allow things to flow, things just get so much easier.
Yeah, and the flow is, like, this also remind you of like another Chinese saying about health. What is being healthy in the Chinese concepts is like, being healthy is the adaptabilities of every changes or challenge around the environment. If we understand this, like, we know how important that we are in the flow, because like, that's how we're able to adapt.
Yvonne, how can people book, and how can people, what can they do if they come and see you, and how can they connect to you? I mean, you must have a website. Please tell me you have a website.
Yeah, my website is, sorry, it's Chinese, like, okay. So,
okay, so if you're not Chinese, you probably better use like Facebook, is it?
Yeah, Facebook is Time is Art, Star Traveler.
Time is Art, Star Traveler. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's a wonderful name. And you're doing like daily like shows, vlogging, video
I
blogging.
do it every 13 days, because every 13 days, like, collectively, we have a different topic to explore. Say, for example, start from yesterday, we are in human wave spell, and I see how interesting that we have this interview today, because like, in the flow, that each day we have different question. I told you that, like, today is what is my challenge. My challenge is Skywalker, and the Skywalker is telling us that, okay, things is just like out of control. It's not always has like a things that you can be in control. You might as well break your belief, like, let it go and connect to the flow, because being a human also, because we know that in nature the only constant is change. Although we don't want to understand this, we're trying to be in control.
I love that. I love that. The only constant is change. That's just beautiful, isn't it? So people can connect with you on that, and they could do a reading for themselves, or they could do one for the relationship, or whatever challenge they're facing. They could get some advice. Is
Yes,
that
they
right?
can get the advice, but then like I also my vision, I have to tell you my vision
I want
is
to hear
to
your vision.
share the calendar so that people can follow every day and shift their calendar from the existing Gregorian calendar. This I have to share this message because like if
So are
we
you
think of
teaching people to that? I mean,
yes,
you have to get out,
yes,
you have to get out there, don't you? And so you traveling around and teaching that?
yes, I've traveling around and teaching the calendar, and then sometimes I also share it on on Facebook and like IG. Yes,
Great. So what's your Instagram?
whenever
Come
I
on, give us an Instagram. Instagram. No
Instagram
hiding.
is also time is art.
Oh, time is art. Okay, all right. That's how you're on Facebook and
Time is
Instagram.
art.
That's time is art.
Star Traveler. Yeah, time is art. Star Traveler.
Star Traveler. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely think big. Love it. You're a darling. Thank you so much for coming on Discover Energy Work. And what is there? I like to ask this question. It's my favorite standard question. What advice do you have for anybody, whether they're getting involved in the moon calendar, 13 moon calendar, or whether they're getting involved in any other kind of modality? What advice do you have for them?
At every moment is a perfect moment, and
Oh,
everything is like things are destined to happen, and everything is perfect, and every experience is like inviting us to expand ourselves as a human being.
lovely. That's beautiful. Yvonne, have a
Yeah.
wonderful day, and look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you so much, Richard. Yeah, lovely to talk to you.